I'd rather have my head stuck in the clouds than buried in the mound. Feet touching the asphalt, back will touch the ground. You ops about that trash talk, my hands speaking loud. The crowd sound is drowning our conversation now. I know what I'm about to do, can't coma induce. But look, I train not to lose, what else is there to do? I'm a fighter, hard like barbed wire, sharp the same way. I'm tired, but get energized when the crowd say showbiz, boom ba yay. Showbiz, boom ba yay. My style's impetuous, my defense impregnable. There's no B plan when the A plan is doable. My ritual, jump rope, heavy bag, cutthroat. I'm the best in the world because my ego says so. A fighter, I am lost in this whirlwind, this make-believe world where it's a sin to be a grown man. Look, I never read a book, bruh. I must admit, I'm about that grit and that dumb shit, where your head's on some drum shit, body got Bambi legs, ears on some hum shit, later getting medicated, urine on some blood shit. I want wildest power with Devin Haney's defense. Up off that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. 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 Up off. Hey. Hey. Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what day it is, huh? Yeah. It's Taco Tuesday. Hey, baby. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, don't? All right, man, look at who we have here. Let me see who we have up in here. King Athletics. Let me see what else. Robert Russell. What's going on with you? Whoops. All right, man. Look, first I want to say this. Everybody, welcome to the Taco Tuesday. You haven't done it, please close out the chat, hit the like, and give it up for the Varney.
Bring on this with the laugh under the cabbage patch. She's a pretty lady, and then sign some autographs. The Byrd man can shaboing boing.
Hit the Tyson bell. And hold on, wait a second. I swear before Lord, I don't know what's wrong with us. We haven't given it up to the lady.
You should let me in. You deserve no, you deserve baby.
Hit the Tyson bell. Huh? Nah. And hold on, we ain't done yet. Wait a minute.
Yeah, put it simply in here. I like surprises. I came here for prizes. Big booty and thighs is promising my guys is how I could get inside this. Stupid, I realize this, but there's so much I wanna know about you, but I don't really wanna know. That's what they say. You make it too hard for a nigga. I got you, but I got the time. Let's make it work.
Hit the Tyson bell. And you know where we at. Y'all know exactly where we at. Hold on, there it is, right there. My man said where we at. You know where we at. Guess what? We outside.
Anything can happen when you're outside. You can lose a fight, see a chick, have a con without a fight. Ride a bike, see a nigga, and ask him if he's alright.
All right, hit the Tyson bell. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday. I got a show for you guys today. You know, the thing is this, man. The no running rule has a lot of momentum right now, okay? And there's a lot of people, most people by a huge percentage agrees that there must be a no running rule. Hit the Tyson bell. All right? But I do have a lot of people, all right? And it's the minority, but it's a lot of people jumping on my socials, not only asking questions, but trying to redefine the rule as something else. No matter how much I say it in my life, no matter how much I say it on all my shorts, no matter how much I explain it in my video in detail, they're trying to redefine it and tell us, the war room, what we define running ass. And I want to make it totally clear, and I will be repeating this anytime necessary, by any means necessary. that this rule was initiated by me. So I should know what the rule is. Let me tell you what it is. Let me define it and tell you what I'm trying to initiate. And you listen to that, receive it, and accept that definition instead of redefining it to something that you want to argue against. Now you're arguing with your damn self, but you're not arguing against the rule. Y'all try to say it's a slippery slope. I'm going to tell you how easy it is. It's not a slippery slope. Y'all just want to make it difficult, but it's not difficult. It's very easy. It's not a difficult thing. And most people have enough common sense to understand how easy it is. But if you don't get it, I'm going to explain it to you in this podcast today. All right. Another thing, I'm not going to start off by breaking down the no running rule. We're going to talk about a few things for about 10 to 11 minutes while everybody get here. Okay. And we're going to cover a few things like Manny Pacquiao come back. I saw him in the gym, and I'm going to let you guys know exactly how I feel about that. Lamont Roach, he had an X, all right? He put a post on X, and it was, I think, a wonderful X post. And it shut up a lot of questions I definitely had. This weekend, you have the Caleb Plant fight. You have Jamal Charlo versus Lawada. I definitely will be calling that fight as well. All right. I'm going to show you a quick clip of Bivol throwing his hands too, how his feet and how his arms are working together. All right. Let me see. Can I suggest a different name? No. Like the stand your ground rule. Okay. That kind of sounds like something that happened, like a political thing, you know, like in Florida or some or Warriors Code instead of no. You're hilarious, brother. Matt, you're 100% hilarious. Hit the Tyson bell. Okay, everybody, that's right. It's lit weekend. Yeah, oh my God. Everybody, make sure you hit the like. Let's get the likes up. Let's get everybody in here. Now, the thing that I am afraid of, what I am afraid of is this, because we only got 500 people in here, so we want everybody to hit the like. All right? And you have to hit the like to get more people in here. What I'm afraid of is this. People, again, don't listen. Don't show up to the podcast. Don't listen to the definition. And then run in comments way later without listening and start again arguing their own definition of the no running rule. At that point, like I said, shut your ass up. This live stream right here is a speak or forever shut your ass up. That's what this is. Because I'm sick and tired of people not being adult enough to listen first before talking. And now we have this opportunity and this platform to ask whatever questions you want. And what you're going to do is close your ears, close your eyes, and then jump in the comments and argue some shit in your own head. That's just being dumb as hell, okay? And we don't want that. Facts, okay? That and you know what I mean? Like I said, everybody run the like. But until more people get in there, let's go around the ring, all right? But not officially. Not officially. Let's start with Pacquiao, how I feel about Pacquiao and how he's looking in the gym with the receipts. Hold on. Where's the receipts? Where's the receipts? Where's the damn receipts? Here they are. Receipts, motherfucker! I know, I understand people are saying make the ring smaller, making all the rings around the world smaller. That is a harder thing to do because you tell me the exact ring size that is appropriate for people to run less. People keep saying make the ring small. Well, you tell me the ring size, and why don't you test that ring size against runners so we know that that is an effective ring size? All right. How about you make it too small? Then there's really only one style of fighting then too, right? I'm not sure if that is it. All right. But you go ahead and you study it. You tell me the ring size that is appropriate. You show me your testing and your data to show that this is the appropriate ring size that makes for the most action. And you go ahead and you push for that. All right. Hit the Tyson bell. But right now, the no running rule has the momentum. Hold on. And it's what I favor. Okay. Okay. So let's look at the receipts. Let's look at the receipts. Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao and how I feel about how he's looking in the gym right now.
Fool me once. Shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Listen. Listen, dog. That has to be one of the funniest video clips I've ever put together. I'm over it, dog. All right. Mike Tyson had me lit. Mike Tyson had me lit. I ain't falling for that shit no more. That ain't working for the kid no more. and that's the Black Two Sugars. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. People are starting to come up in here. Pause. Let's move on. Let's move on. Lamont Roach, his ex, and his ex post and what he had to say. Lamont Roach said, and I'm the hardest working MF on the block, in the gym, out the gym, you name it. I'm a rare breed, cut from a different cloth. I'm from their cloth. Cold-blooded man, and none of you MFs can stop this shit. Good. That's the good. You know, to let us know, hey, listen, you work your ass off. You ain't got, man, nobody can stop it. Good. And here's the thing, even if we're questioning it, gave you an attitude, good. Because you immediately, Lamont Roach, when you had that draw with Tank, you brought up the war room a few times. Like, I can't wait to shut them up. Specifically, ShowBizz. I can't wait to shut him up. Good. If that makes you put on a performance like that, it's well worth my money. And if you have your teeth grit and you got your claws out and your fangs showing and your eyes are beady and the hair is raising up on your neck, yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. All right. Now, prove it. There you go, Tim Butler. now, let's move forward and we're going to do the no running rule stuff. This may even be a short podcast. May not. It all depends on how many people are going to participate. Check out Bivol and his training, how good he looks, hands and feet working together. Forward and backwards, always in the pocket. Not running way back and not being super aggressive. Boxing. The balance. Bam, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, boom. Skill. Let this be the segue. Smooth. Let this be the segue. I want to say this as a prelude before I get started to state my case for the no running rule. I want to let you guys know that running isn't good defense. Running is a way to avoid being defensively skillful. Great defense isn't running. The less skilled you are, the more you run, because you have no answers to deal with the offense in a position where you can get your shit off and make them miss. That's the Black Two Sugars. Now, Roger Mayweather once famously said, most of y'all don't know shit about boxing. And that's the truth. You guys who are talking about boxing, trying to protect the idea for boxers to run, y'all calling that the sweet science, and it's far from it. Running isn't the sweet science. It's the lack thereof. That's the black two sugars. All right. Hold on. Let me see. I love Benavidez, great talent, but thank goodness he didn't fight Bivol. Stay away from that machine. Needs Callum Smith as a measuring stick first. I agree. I think he needs that first. Okay. Bring the 90s back. You're right, Biz. Lomachenko never got called a run. That's what I'm saying. Now we have to define running, and we have to define what the no running rule is for. Now, there's a lot of you, once again, who say smaller ring size. That may just initiate more clinching for the cowardly. The point isn't to make them even closer, because that just makes for more clinching. And to stop clinching, you don't want the ring even bigger. Just make for more running. All right. That is way tougher of a situation than to add the no running rule. All right. Now listen. Let me get started with Byrd statement. The referee. Byrd made a statement on his YouTube where he spoke on the no running rule, even at ShowBizz the adult on the thumbnail, and Byrd made a comment on my Instagram. He is going right towards this no running rule thing, where me and Byrd are talking about speaking with each other on camera, having a sit down. And I think that'd be good for boxing. It'd be good for me too, to learn from Byrd. What can a ref do? What can they not do? What would be good for boxing, and how we can shape the no running rule to make a lot of sense. All right, hit the Tyson bell. Okay, now let's start with his statement that sounds eerily similar to mine. So we're both thinking alike. Check this out.
If I say to them, gentlemen, you need to engage more. This is a fight. You need to be engaging more. You owe that. I, as an official, owe that to the sport. I owe that to the fighters themselves. And I owe that to the public who paid money to see a fight.
Get this understood. For a lot of you who don't know shit about boxing, that boxing is a fight. Remember that. It's a fight. And what is fighting? Remember that. And it's his responsibility to make sure it's a fight, because that is what the sport is. That's what it is. You got people saying, we don't want them hurt. ShowBizz, we don't want them hurt. Then they shouldn't be fighting. Remember, it's a fight. Okay? Now, his responsibility as a ref is to make sure it stays a fight. For who? For the boxers. Because if it's not a fight, it hurts their brand and it wastes their time. It is also for the sport, because you want the sport to always be a fight. You don't want boxing to turn into anything else. It must stay a fight. And he also said, for you, fool, the fan, who is the most important component of the entire damn thing, because fighting is a business, and there is no business without the customer. So it's for you, fool, and for your money. You have people out here who think that they're preserving the sport by being against this rule. But these people aren't entertained by William Scull and Canelo. So what are you protecting? What are you defending? Did y'all like that shit? Let me ask anyone who's against the no running rule. Did you like Canelo versus William Scull? Ricky Diao versus Casimero? Shakur Stevenson versus De Los Santos? Devin Haney for Devin Haney fans like anything he does. All right. But let's leave it with them. Absolutely not. That weekend, May 2nd, May 3rd, that weekend was a dud. It was a dud because it was boring and no fun. It was no fun because they were running. And that's your money. So while you're against ShowBizz and the no running rule and the war room, while you're against us, you know we're defending you, fool. We're defending you and your hard-earned money, unless you're stealing. In that case, you're not for boxing in the first place. And that's the black two sugars. That's the black two sugars. Everybody hit the like. Except the new way. We know that. Okay. Now let's move on. Let's move on. Let's talk about most people. Putting a poll out, most people think it's a great rule. 81%. Over 1,000 responses. 84% thinks that it's a great rule on YouTube. And then 66% on X, about 4,000 people think it's a great rule. The no running rule is needed. 91%. That's 340 people. And 68% on X think I need to put a petition out for the no running rule. That's a lot of people for the no running rule. So really, we're talking about the minority here. Understand that most people is for the rule. Think it's an excellent rule. So the fan base is for the rule. The referee, his job is to preserve the sport by keeping it a fight. All right? Do it. I'll sign it. Bet. Because I'm working on it now. I just want to get my argument together with y'all. All right? Make sure this is a successful petition. But most people, by a huge margin, 5,000 plus people on YouTube, 84%, no running rule. All right? Okay. Good, Biz. Thank you, brother. Now we have the officials and we have the fans. Now let's look at a few fighters and what they think.
It's kind of hard to prove it if you don't got a fighter trying to fight back. He's just trying to make sure he survives. But I would have wanted him to try a little harder so that way it could be a more fun fight.
What did you say to him at the end of the fight?
I say to him, you know, you just come to, you can not win a fight like that, fighting like that. And he said, yeah, I'm sorry. You know, it's my first time and I just tried to put a good fight and I'm so sorry. That's fine. That's a mediocre mind. That's a mediocre mind because they come just to survive, to go to the 12th round. That's a mediocre mind. You need to put a good fight there and put great show, you know.
Sean, help us out a little bit.
What he's saying, he's very frustrated. It's embarrassing. The man came in the best shape he can to come and field real fights to give the fans what they want. And that was embarrassing. They should hold up that man's purse. That was one of the worst displays of a fight I've ever seen.
That's how you're going to get to see the best version of me when you put me in the ring with somebody else that want to fight back and compete. And that's when you're going to get the best out of me.
Well, that was because I came here and people want to see some exchanging. They want to see me hit. They want to see you get hit. I'm not going to run from a guy for 12 rounds. I know the guy's strong, bigger than me. You know, I came in the fight at 176, so I know I had a lot of size disadvantage, but I'm still not going to run from nobody.
I ain't going to run from nobody. Who had quicker feet than Roy? Who is more athletic than Roy Jones in the ring? I ain't going to run from nobody. The fans want to see you hit. Fans want to see you get hit. I'm going to fight. I ain't going to run from nobody. Roy, who people say doesn't have a chin. Roy. Now, hold on. Let's go on. On vacation, right, having brunch, needed to get on here because, Biz, if you and the War Room gets this passed, you will forever be golden. Oh, love you, boy. Thank you so much, Sam. This is the turning point for the sport. We need this. Thank you so much, brother. Hit the Tyson bell. We definitely need it. That's why I'm passionate about it. Thank you so much, Sam. And enjoy your vacation, brother. But on top of that, I saw people making fun of Shakur. There's a reason why I put Shakur in there. People see Shakur as a runner. Fine. Not even a runner wants their op to run. Not even a runner appreciate running. Ah! Y'all call Shakur a runner. Y'all call Shakur a runner. Not even he appreciate it. Roy Jones Jr. wasn't a rock'em sock'em robot guy. Even he said, I came to fight. Great point, Biz. Thank you so much, because here's another point. My third point. Another thing all those fighters have in common, including Casemiro, they all won. They all won. I thought the W meant everything. Then why are they pissed? Because the W don't mean everything. Let's go back to Byrd. Let's go back to what Byrd said.
If I say to them, gentlemen, you need to engage more. This is a fight. You need to be engaging more. You owe that. I, as an official, owe that to the sport. I owe that to the fighters themselves, and I owe that to the public who paid money to see a fight.
He owes that to the fighters themselves. Why? They both lose if the fight is shit. They both lose if the fight is shit. That's why he said that. Owes it to the sport too. And the fan, you, who lost their money. My man said running rules should be 2 warnings and also and auto DQ. Okay, so now we understand why the no running rule is important. Do we got that? Do we get why running sucks? Do we get that part? We have to define running though. And we will, because a lot of people can't tell the difference between William Scull and Muhammad Ali. They can't tell the difference between Archie Sharp and Floyd Mayweather. So they can't tell the difference between what Devin Haney did with Ramirez and James Toney. They can't tell. All right. So we're going to talk about that. Y'all absolutely get it. Okay. So let's move on. Let's move on. Now, the thing about Byrd is he made a point that I'm going to feed off of because I didn't make this point. This is all him. Byrd said, hold on, let me see what HLD has to say. This is good. Biz, the no running rule would make boxing too violent. Don't want to see HLD is about to go ahead, dog. Go ahead. He's about to take a shit on. Don't want to see Devin Haney get hurt. See, that would mean that left hook might catch him again. See? All right, so no, HLD is he's gonna take a piss on. That's him, Traverse, Sadate. Just if y'all ain't got thick skin, leave him alone. Okay, so Tim Butler, like, yo, listen. Byrd made a point. Byrd said in the Canelo Williams Scull fight, the ref did try to encourage them. HOD is hilarious. He said the ref did try to encourage them. I remember the ref trying to throw a pick for Canelo to stop William Scull from running. Okay, hold on. Let me see. ShowBizz is making boxing great again. Love you, boy. Great boxing influencer. I hope the boxing powers that be puts the no running rule in effect. That's, I know, but it takes us, and we're working on it right now. We're working on it right now, brother. Thank you so much, brother. So listen. Check out what Byrd had to say and his example.
Again, here's an example of the official going to the corner and admonishing them, and the chief second, who is responsible for the conduct of his fighter. You need to be engaging more. You need to be engaging more. That's what the public came to see. They came to see a fight. I need you to be more engaged. And I'm certain that he goes to both corners to tell both of the fighters, because both of the fighters need to do that. And then again, because evidently they didn't get the message, when he brings them center ring, he says again, listen, you guys need to be doing more. And he's really saying to everyone involved, I'm doing my part as an official to try to get this fight moving in the direction that it should be moving. That is officiating.
That's his job. That's officiating. That's his job. His job is to manage the fight. The official's job is to make sure the fight is a fight for the fighters themselves, for the sport, and for the fans. All right? So that ref did try to encourage them to fight. Now, hold on, because we're going to go deeper. Pause. Hold on, let me see what we have to say. What if 2026 Jamar Charlo versus Canelo Crawford went? Did you say Jamar Jamel? That'd be nice. In my opinion, I believe that's their main reason why Broner lost to Mikey Garcia. Got out of the way of a lot of shots, but never engaged. We all speak. Eventually, they're here. Baby steps. It is baby steps. It's baby steps. Let me see. What the F, man? I just got your live show alert 26. Shit. We got to fix that. I got to talk to somebody. Okay. So let's go a bit further. All right. The referee told them they have to engage more. There's a reason why I'm saying this. To help define the no running rule. I have the exact moment when the referee told them to engage more. It was in round 9.
We're all a little dazed and confused at this point. The referee, I don't know if you can hear that, he said, let's fight. There's too much running around. I love that. Why not?
I like that from a referee. I've heard that from referees in the U.S. before, where in the middle of a fight, say, hey, let's fight, action. I like that from the referee. Trust me, he's not delivering that message to Canelo outwards. He's not delivering that message to Canelo outwards.
He's not delivering that message to Canelo outwards.
He told them to engage more. My man said he's not delivering that message to Canelo Alvarez. Of course not. The referee said, listen, why are you yelling? Because I want to. Shut your ass up. Great ideas for boxing. I can drop $20 for a shout out. Love you, boy. Listen. He told them to engage more in round 9. So let me help you. Let me help y'all understand the no running rule, because idiots are trying to redefine the rule that I'm initiating, thinking that I mean if they move around for a second, they get deducted a point. Wrong. The no running rule is to protect the fight from rounds of running, rounds of excessive avoidance of engagement, excessive rounds. That was round 9. It's not a moment of making a miss. It's not a moment of dancing around. It is rounds, excessive, like clinching over rounds and rounds. You didn't come to fight, okay? This fight is getting spoiled. You have to fight more and engage and mix it up. The no running rule will help that happen more. When William Scull was told to engage more after 9 rounds of spoiling the product that the fans paid for, he didn't engage more. You want to know why? Because the referee didn't have grounds to penalize him. People say, well, he lost the fight. By that time, it's too damn late. I already lost my money. The situation has to be fixed before I waste my money and waste my time. With the no running rule, the referee will have grounds to say mix it up round 5 instead of round 9. And the fighter would know that the ref has the grounds to penalize them. Why? Because of the no running rule. And that's the black two sugars. Let me see. If boxing spend 99% of the fight running, they should have a percentage of their purse held for not engaging. That can do it too. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. I have more receipts.
I keep sweeping him with that left hook.
The 12th and final round.
So the 12th and final round. Will we see more of the same? The more Canelo chasing Scull around the ring. The more Canelo chasing Scull around the ring. The more Canelo chasing Scull around the ring.
And look at his excellency up on his feet on the canvas saying, come on, let's go. Let's get the fight going.
A lot of money was placed.
It's round 12. The crowd is booing. After he already tried to encourage them in round 9, rounds has gone by. Now it's the last round in this round 12. He tries to encourage them again. Let's go. Canelo goes forward. William Scull runs. The crowd's disgruntled. Money has been wasted. And the promoter, the investor, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh is screaming, let's fight. Why? Because you just ruined the brand of boxing. You just ruined the brand of William Scull. Nobody want to see him again. You just harmed the brand of Canelo versus Crawford, because now people are afraid of Crawford running and Canelo feet being too slow. And you also ruined my brand, Turki Al-Sheikh. I just put on this fight, invest this money, and that is now associated with me. Fight. And you have people arguing right now in the war room in defense of that and say that they're doing it all for the spirit of the sport of boxing. Performances like that doesn't help anyone anyhow. It doesn't. Doesn't help the sport. It doesn't help the fighters, even the ones you are a fanboy for. It doesn't help you, fool, most importantly. You have people arguing against their own money, arguing against their own time spent, arguing against the sport. And I'm looking at the chat because people don't have grounds to argue anymore. And you know what they're saying now? Y'all ain't going to get it done. Revealing the real reason why they're against the rule. I'm hating on the war room. Just a hater. You don't want to see the war room in pack boxing, even in a positive light. You got people in here trying to tell me to stop yelling, trying to whatever you can to try to make fun. And no. We're focused. You're not here for real change. You're not here for the sport or the betterment. You're here to hate. It was just revealed today. Let me see what y'all have to say. Hold on real quick. We got some you digs. Okay, here we go. Got some super chats. Real fans are fans of great fighter because of the great fights they've been in. I wasn't a fan of Conor Benn or Chris Eubank before. Now I'm a fan now. Scull was playing double dutch. That's the fight people want to see. I hear you, but okay, I think it should be judged on a case-by-case basis. If you're going to have a rule, it has to be consistent. If I'm fighting someone who can't cut the ring off or has poor lateral movement, why wouldn't I use this to my advantage? Wrong. Because you would be engaging. You wouldn't just be running. If they have bad footwork, because of your great defensive skill, you can definitely land on them. Swim without getting wet, make a miss, move around the ring. Yes, but you would be engaging. Once again, the no running rule is not against the direction. It's not against the movement. It's against the lack of engagement. If somebody got bad feet, you're going to really whoop their ass. Ask Floyd Mayweather. They got bad feet, you really going to whoop their ass. If you're fighting, y'all still think I'm saying don't move around. I'm saying don't run. People are having a hard time with that. No matter how much I explain it. Rounds of running. If they got bad feet, this is how you whoop their ass. That's what fighting is. It's not if they have bad feet, keep running. This is how you whoop their ass. This is how you set traps because they got bad feet. This is how you catch them off balance because they got bad feet. You forgot the fighting part. Let me see. 3+ rounds of BS and equal warning. 5+ rounds equal point. 6 equal refund. Okay. So now let's get to nitty gritty. All right. Let me see. This is the Black Tojogas. You ain't lying, brother. Now we gotta get to nitty gritty because my man saying, okay, then what's the deets? Some are obvious, but some fights and fighters are getting labeled running and runners unfairly. That's right. That's on y'all. That's on y'all. I'm talking about the obvious. I'm talking about the refs. The refs definitely, okay, let me help you out. You think you're a King Ghidorah, then stop running. Yeah, hit the Tyson Bell. Biz. Let me help you out. Let me help y'all out. How do you penalize? That's a good question. How do you penalize and when? Is there a strict thing? No. That may be painful to hear, but let me help you. When someone is doing excessive clinching, it's to the ref's discretion. They don't say 5 clinches is up. Like after 5 clinches, there's a warning or there's a point. Doesn't go that way. Also, because there's a no clinching rule or no excessive clinching rule, that doesn't mean there's no inside fighting. So since there is no running rule, that doesn't mean there's no movement or rock'em sock'em. I want people to get off of that because for some reason you can understand no excessive clinching, but you can't understand no excessive running. There's a brain block. Why? Because it's something different. Your brain can't accept anything different, but it's not that crazy to understand. Now, when it comes to no running, you have a referee like that who it would take them 9 rounds to say, let's go. You have other referees that wouldn't say anything at all. But with the no running rule in place, the referee will have more grounds to say, okay, it's been 4 or 5 rounds, been excessive running. The crowd is booing. I'm going to go to one corner. You got to start mixing it up. All right. The ref's going to know better because they're going to be taught. Right. Just like the excessive clinching, they're going to be taught. They're the professionals, not you, not me. They're the professionals. They're going to go to one corner. It's been 5 rounds. We got to mix it up. We're losing the audience. All right. We got to put the fight on. Just like excessive clinching. Just like excessive clinching. Go to the other corner. Hey, you got to do what you have to do. All right. Let's go. Stop him in the middle. Just like he said. Hey, let's get a fight going on here. All right. But he's going to know who is doing the excessive running. He's going to know that. They go, my man go running again. Just like when you warn a fighter, you're holding too much. Stop. You're holding too much. They keep doing it. You hold it. They start complaining. You're holding too much, bro. That's a warning. But you don't see it a lot. After a few warnings and a few suggestions, the boxers make their change. Why? Because they know that the ref has grounds to stand on to deduct a point. Now, how does this positively affect boxing? Because with people not having the option to run for 9 or 12 rounds, it forces higher level of skill to the sweet science. Now, people must be trained on being defensively sound, creating traps, opening up windows, and making you pay. Like Jersey Joe Walcott, Charlie Burley, Joe Gans, James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, Canelo Alvarez, Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Salvador Sanchez. I can go on and on. We need boxing to resemble what it looked like when it was at its best, most exciting, action-packed, and most popular. Boxing cannot keep going this direction because it will die. And that's the black two sugars. It has to go back there when people loved it and respected it. There are too many substitutes. Too many. You can choose many things: bare knuckle, MMA, kickboxing, rugby. You can hockey, anything more physical you can choose over boxing if it keeps going this direction. Let me see. Let me see what you have to say. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get some more exfoliation. Trying to get the chat. Okay, here we go. Sad you still have to explain this. It is sad. To be fair, Canelo could have walked him down better. Besides that, keep doing your thing, Biz. Love you, boy. Exactly. But here's the thing. Who should have done something better was William Scull. He lost the fight. He should have been doing better. Support of the rule, but Skull's sprints didn't surprise me because Nigel Benn telling the world Connor was whooping him in sparring. Oh yeah, I remember that. Caleb Plant, Jack Catterall, Bivol are all movers who have no problem engaging. Exactly. Very different from Laura, Scull, and Haney's last performances. That's right. That's the difference between running and being defensive. Also, you just saw Archie Sharp do it. It's becoming a plague. Let's stop the bleeding and give the referees grounds to stand on to encourage engagement. Let me see. This rule is definitely needed. That weekend in New York took away from a lot of great performances that happened after. This can progress boxing so that matchups can be promoted without worrying about wasting money or time. Exactly. It helps the consumer spend money more confidently. Understand business. Understand business. I'm not sure how rich you guys are. The rich ones, move aside on this one. Sit this one out. The normal folk, the common folk, when you spend money, you want to be confident in what you spend your money on, especially now with inflation and how the economy is moving. You want to make sure that when you have this $90, you're looking at that 90 like, I can do a lot with this 90, bro. I wish I could get a preview of the damn fight before I spend it, because I can do a lot with it. Or you're going to the mall to get an outfit and you're getting tickets, airfare, hotel arrangements, everything for two, you and your lady, or even more, to go to the damn fight. You want to be able to do that confidently. And with the no running rule, it adds a bit more confidence to matchups. Hey, they're going to have to fight. There's a no running rule. I'm going to get my money's worth. That's the Black Two Sugars. I'm going to get my money's worth. I knew that more in the 90s. Let me see. This rule is definitely needed the weekend. Oh, you did it twice. Dang. I know that. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah. Oh, I know you like, dude, what the hell? All right, here we go. Love you, Biz. Use the piston and not the flick and jab on both Raphael and Fisher. Oh my God. But the flick and jab on Chris Mannix, bro. It's a nice thing. Okay. How would a referee differentiate between good boxing and running? I think I spent 30 at least 30 minutes on that. I think I spent at least 30 minutes on that. How will he be able to differentiate? He just did it right here.
We're all a little dazed and confused at this point. The referee, I don't know if you can hear that, he said, let's fight. There's too much running around. I love that. Why not?
I like that. I like that from a referee. I've heard that from referees in the U.S. before, where in the middle of a fight, say, hey, let's fight, action. I like that from the referee.
How about right here?
Again, here's an example of the official going to the corner and admonishing them, and the chief second, who is responsible for the conduct of his fighter. You need to be engaging more. You need to be engaging more. That's what the public came to see. They came to see a fight. I need you to be more engaged. And I'm certain that he goes to both corners to tell both of the fighters, because both of the fighters need to do that. And then again, because evidently they didn't get the message, when he brings them center ring, he says again, listen, you guys need to be doing more. And he's really saying to everyone involved, I'm doing my part as an official to try to get this fight moving in the direction that it should be moving. That is officiating.
The officials know. You know. I know. Everyone knows. Why play stupid? That's what kills me. People be making comments and just like, what you. Everyone knows.
Put the fight on.
Do you believe this rule will be adopted or adapted in the new league? And would you do a draft for boxing to ensure it's a league for the elite talents? A draft. That's kind of weird, but sick at the same time. That's kind of weird and sick at the same time. Do I think the new league would? I hope so. The thing is, the UFC has the rule. The UFC has it. The timidity rule. The UFC has that. You can't run around like that. You can't just run like that. Not in the UFC, which is why the UFC is lit, and you got to be skillful. You got to make a miss in the pocket. The UFC has it. They move. They do move around, but you can't run. They move around. They box, move. They set shit up. Right? They strike, kick, go for the. They have that. You looking at it. You look at it. It's done in a different sport. It's done in a different combat sport. You know, that's not true about UFC. They do have it. They do have it. MMA has it. There's a rule. I read it. It says the note. I think kickboxing has it as well. Let me see. Number one, Biznatic here. Great show, Biz. It's not exactly. Thank you, brother. Oh, not. Oh, is it lit right now? Not exactly. No. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's go boxing. We got an opportunity to jump ahead. We got an opportunity to jump ahead. But I just want to look at a few more comments. Because if you didn't listen, I can't mess with your comment. But I think my argument left no fat. Because I'm about to go. You will lose a debate. Probably. But I care about making boxing lit again. The number one sport in the world. I don't care about me. Me losing a debate, I don't give a shit. But this live stream is important for many of you and for the boxing business to see what y'all have to say. To see if this is a good idea. I have data. I got polls, research, receipts, and a great argument on why this should be put into effect. Hit the Tyson bell. Let me see. Put the track meter. Flex on them. Sip, 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 sip. Pow. King Kong ain't got on me. Let me see. You have to say much love, Biz. My wife passed away 2 weeks ago. Sorry to hear that, my brother. Love you, girl. Hit the Tyson bell. And you are the only thing that was able to make me laugh and smile through the time. Love you, boy. Love you, boy. You got your wife. You got her. Love you, girl. It's all good, brother. Keep watching too. If that's giving you some love, hold on. Wait a minute, because that broke my damn heart. But that's okay. That's okay. We gonna keep this lit. We gonna keep
acting
this
like I didn't see you laughing at the bar. Acting like a nigga wasn't checking from afar. Acting like you didn't know this Busy was a star. Denzel and acting like you ain't appealing when you are. But
had to loosen up the throat. Pause. Had to loosen up the throat. Love you, girl. Yeah, yes, Lord. We love you. Okay, hold on. Let me see. So sorry here. Wow. So does anyone have anything else to say? Let me see. What if they stop running and begin jogging? That's where we at now. That's where we at. Tomorrow we're going to do the hump day. I'm going to ask you guys, you want me to read a ShowBizz advice or do a horror short? You know, we have to start talking about Caleb Plant, Jamar Charlo. We got to start talking about that. We got to start talking about that, bruh, to keep it real. It's fight week. It's time to turn it up, okay? And plus, when the last time you've seen the PBC, bruh? All right, let's get the PBC popping. You want advice? Oh, shit. Here we go. ShowBizz advice. Okay, got you. We'll do ShowBizz advice tomorrow. And Maria, it's time to get the PBC. And honestly, shout out to Sam Watson. I met you, brother, at we met at the Ryan Garcia Rolly Romero press conference. All right, much love. I you know, the love you gave, and you know, you deserve all the love back, Sam Watson. We got to get this fight week going. They do have the press conference Thursday, and they have the weigh-in Friday. All right, so we're gonna do that. Want to do that advice? All right, thank you guys for showing up and showing out. ShowBizz Adult. Now listen, Not too many people have much to say. So I'm not going to listen to the comments. I'm not going to listen to the comments. So, hey, listen, y'all had the opportunity. Now you got to forever hold your peace. I'm out. Huh. Oh, my goodness.